All righty. And if you guys want to mute yourselves while we're going through this, that would be awesome. You can, of course, unmute yourself if you have questions. Let's see. All right. So what we're going to be talking about today, everyone, is how to coach someone through the 30 Days to Healthy Living program. This is something that's kind of like laid out for us and has been done for us. So let me just show you where these tools are. When someone does the 30 Days to Healthy Living, I personally do not make them start on the first Monday of the month. You are welcome to do that. We have the 30 Days to Healthy Living group, which is the hashtag Healthy Living Tribe on Facebook. And I always put people in it if they have Facebook. And if they don't have Facebook, I just send them the 30 Days to Healthy Living guide, which I'll show to you. I think personally that it is better for people just to start as soon as they get their products. And it's better for us, for people to be starting at all different times. So my method really does help with all of that chaos. It would be chaos if you didn't have a plan in place. But when you are very consistent about reaching out to people while they're doing the 30 Days to Healthy Living, number one, they're far more likely to become a consultant because they're going to see not only the results, but also that community that we were just talking about, that connection, the human connection that comes from it. But in addition to that, they're far more likely to stick with it. And then in cases where life happens, if you are in consistent communication with your client and they totally fall off the program, you can be having a conversation about that. I just had someone who, she had some real lofty goals and attempted to do the 30 Days to Healthy Living while fasting for Ramadan, which is an entire month of fasting. And you can only eat in like a 2-hour window. So she was trying to do the shakes. It was just, thank you so much, sweetheart. It just wasn't the right time, okay, for her to be doing it. And I did not know that she was fasting until the program had already started. And then she kind of fell off. And because I'd been in constant communication with her through this system of follow-up, we were able to set a new date for her start. And instead of me just losing her and her just falling off the face of the planet, it's something that's planned. And now she can have a more successful start to her journey next week. We got more people coming in. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to share my screen with you guys. When you start someone on the 30 Days to Healthy Living, the first thing that you're going to do is you are going to share the 30 Days to Healthy Living guide with them. So if you go into the Boards app and you click on Building Your Business and you click on 30 Days to Healthy Living, there is a 30 Days to Healthy Living guide in that section. I actually have a new one that I just updated, so that's going to be in there because I forgot to evidently put it in this one last spot. But you'll have that guide. And then if you look down here, you'll see text to send to 30 Days to Healthy Living participants. Okay, so if you click on that, you'll see 2 to 3 days before the start date. Okay, and I personally would read through all of these because you want these to be in your voice. Once you have your boards, you can adjust it however you want it. So you can go in and you can edit this, and it's not going to edit mine. It's only going to edit yours. You can change the wording if you want to, but when you click on this and you're using the keyboard, the board's keyboard, if you are in a text message with a friend who is doing this, and you get onto the board's keyboard and you click on this text, it will automatically populate in the text message box. So this is some reminders before they start, reminders to do before pictures, reminders to post on social media that they're starting a clean eating program and tag you. And this is like part of how we spread the word about the 30 Days to Healthy Living. So this is what you would send 2 to 3 days before they start. The day before, here is the text for the day before. And you know, this is actually right here, the healthy living guide. So you don't even need to go searching for it. It's automatically in here in the text. So when you click on this one, this will automatically populate in the text box. Okay. And it goes over exactly what they're going to do. So it goes over what they do first thing in the morning, what they do for breakfast, what they do mid-morning, lunch, goes all the way through to when they go to sleep. Okay. So it gives them the full day in one message. And this is something that they can refer back to again and again. In addition, they have the 30 Days to Healthy Living guide, which I will show you after I'm done going through all the text messages. So that's the day before they start. So what I do, I use Project Broadcast for this. So at the end of this training, I'm going to go over what you do in Project Broadcast. Okay. So if you're not using Project Broadcast, you're going to manually send these texts, which means that you're going to have to put it on your calendar and actually have it on your calendar each day that you're going to need to send these. If you're using Project Broadcast, all you need to do is add them to the campaign and they'll automatically get the texts. So again, I'll go over that at the end. So then we have days 1 through 30. They don't get a text message every single day, but they get a text message on the crucial days. You know, the first day asking about how much water they drank. It reminds them that they're supposed to be drinking more water, which is a critical part of the program. Asking about their meal, showing an interest. It starts a conversation. So they'll get back to you and they'll share with you. And if you don't hear back from them after this text, you know, they probably didn't start. So you want to reach back out to them again and say, hey, I didn't hear back from you. Did you go ahead and start yesterday? And a lot of the time they'll be like, oh, I wasn't ready. And then you got to start again. Okay. Day 3, always check in on day 3, because day 3 is usually the day where people are starting to feel funky. I would not mention the fact that they might be feeling funky at this point. I kind of try to, when they first purchase the program, I'm like, okay, around day 3, even when I'm selling the program, I talk about it. Around day 3, you feel kind of pissed at the whole world. Around day 7, you start to feel better. And then by the second week, you're like, dang, I didn't know I could feel this good. Okay, so let me just go ahead and correct my spelling while we're here. Okay, bye. Okay. All right, day 5, you're kind of preparing them for the weekend, making sure they're stocked with healthy foods, asking if they're nervous. That way they might start a conversation with you about what they're doing this weekend, and you can help them prepare for that and move through that. 7th day is 7 days down, asking more questions. Again, this is where you're developing the relationship. By asking questions, you're developing the relationship. And you guys can read through all these on the boards to see what each one of them says. And you can create your own if you want to. But this is, like I said, this is all set and ready for you. And then right here, this talks about the skincare. So this is on the 7th day of the program, right when they start to feel better. We ask about whether or not they've thought about what they're putting on their skin, you know, as opposed to in their body. So we offer a skincare sample at this point in the 30 Days to Healthy Living. And you notice that we're using, if I would you. If I sent it to you, would you want to try it? That is asking permission to send the sample. Okay, that way you're not wasting your samples on someone who's not going to try it. And that way also they feel as though they've asked for the sample, not that you're forcing it. Okay. If I could, would you? I love that if I would you thing. Okay, so day 8. This is a reminder for them to update their Facebook and Instagram friends on the journey that they have started with the 30 days to healthy living. And again, this is how we spread the word about the program. A lot of people will actually make the post and you'll end up with more clients that way. And then here, this says optional, guys. You would want to take out the word optional if you choose to use this. Just a heads up that you don't leave the word optional in there. You're either going to erase the word optional or you're going to erase the entire thing. But this, I think, is a great idea. I'll give you a 32-ounce Arbonne water bottle that comes in handy for the Clean Tox Gentle Cleanse next week if you do the post and tag me. So it doesn't even have to be the Arbonne water bottle. Okay, it can be anything. That it could be any product. It could be any, it could be a little grab bag of fizz. It could be anything that makes sense for you personally. But I love this idea of gifting them for the post because, guys, the reality is that one post about how great the 30 days to healthy living is from one of your clients and they tag you is just as valuable as someone hosting a presentation for you. By far, it could even be more valuable than that. So definitely consider gifting for those referral posts. And then you'll see, we leave them alone for a little bit, okay? I have been considering adding, this is straight from Arbonne's chart, okay? I've been considering adding something in here, but for now, day 14, you're reminding them to start the 7-day Clean Tox Gentle Cleanse. This is, you know, our success line does the cleanse 7 days in a row, still in the 3rd week. Some people do it every 3 days. If you want to do it differently than this, all you need to do is copy the boards and then rewrite it. You don't have to do it exactly the way that I do it, but this is the way that I do it. It's easier for people in my mind to just do it for a week straight than it is to do it every 4 days, which I could just never remember to do that. So that's for the cleanse. Day 21, end of week 3. You know, this is where you actually invite them to hop on a call with you to check in and like do a Zoom together or get on the phone or meet for a detox tea and talk about what their game plan is moving forward. If they've reached their goals and their plan is to maintain, if they have not reached their goals and they want to do the 30 days to healthy living again, if they want to adjust anything, if they want to get into the healthy habits, you know, whatever it is they're going to do next, you're going to have the most success if you're on a Zoom or on a call with them or seeing them face to face. Another thing that you may want to talk to them about when you, could you guys mute, somebody needs to mute themselves. Another thing that you might want to talk to them about is the business. Like part of what we want to have a conversation with them about is if they've had great results with this and they're looking to either do it again or maintain with the healthy habit set and they're loving their results, why not share it with their friends and make a little extra money in the process? So of course, getting on the phone with them or on a Zoom is going to be the best way to do that. Day 30. This is, you know, big congratulations. Encourage them to write a written testimonial on Facebook. Like we can't write we can't write straight up testimonials ourselves, but our clients can, and they can tag us. So you'll want to really encourage them to do that. Feel free to bribe again, and there you go. See if you're willing to share your results on social media. Tag me. Expect a little surprise gift from me. So that's the rundown. I choose personally to, on day 21, I choose personally to try to schedule something with them before having any conversation about the business or anything else. If they don't, have time to, like, let's say, oh my gosh, I'm so busy, Maria, I really don't have time. We can just continue to chat by text. Then I reach back out to them and say, well, okay. And I have the conversation with them over text about, how they want to move forward, the healthy habit set, what their favorite products are and what they want to continue with. And I always ask them, do you want to upgrade so that you can share this with your friends and make some extra money? Or did you just want to say a preferred client? And I'm always going to ask that question, even if I don't get on the Zoom live with them. It's not something that you want to skip. Some people choose to ask that in the text directly. I find it's better to have the conversation, but that's just me. Okay. Now, if you are on Project Broadcast, okay, I'll show you that next. Let me just show you the 30 Days to Healthy Living guide. So this is the 30 Days to Healthy Living guide. I created this in Project Broadcast. This is, I think, my personal one, but I have one also that is not branded, that doesn't have my contact information in it, that everybody can use. That is what's in the text. So it just goes through how to get started. And then in each of these little spots, there's something to look at. So here's the guide. And that is literally the Arbonne guide, like the one that they made. Okay, then they've got the shake recipes. And each of these has one of the week of meal plans. They have a whole recipe book, snacks, everything that they need is here. Okay. And at the end of this guide, it does go through, it's day 30, now what? So if you don't know what kind of conversation to have with someone when on day 21, like let's say they hop on a Zoom with you or they get on a call with you, here's your conversation right here, right? If you study this before having that conversation with them, you'll know exactly what to say. So have you reached your goal? And if they say, no, I've not reached my wellness goal, and then you recommend continuing with the program with 2 shakes per day or with 1 shake per day if your goal is closer. If they say, yes, I have reached my goal, then second paragraph, okay, great, get a maintenance package. One shake, 1 gut health, one fizz stick, 1 detox tea, and follow the 80-20 rule, which is 80% clean eating and 20% strategic cheats, like intentional, strategic. I'm going to have a little fun here, but I know I'm going to button it right back up tomorrow. Talk to them about reintroducing the eliminated foods they would like to bring back, 1 at a time, 1 per day. Tell them not to lose their mind and eat an entire refrigerator full of ice cream. And then ask them to write down 21 reasons why healthy living is going to be a permanent part of their lifestyle, and revisit that list. Remind them to revisit that list on a regular basis, and suggest that they come back to the full 30 days to healthy living multiple times a year to stay fresh on it. A lot of people choose to do it once a quarter. A lot of people choose to do it twice a year. So make all those suggestions to them. Again, this is in the guide. Okay, and if you follow what's at the end here, that's a great conversation for day 21. For those of you who are on Project Broadcast, you can get my campaigns, my landing pages, all the things that I have. If you're in the Arbonne Project Broadcast Facebook group, I'm not going to go over how to upload those and how to make them your own, because that's something that you can go over with Project Broadcast. But here is what I have. So here's the 30 Days to Healthy Living Prep Week. It's a little bit more involved than the boards one, because this is automatic, you know, so I can afford to send a few more texts than I normally would if I don't have it automated. So the prep week, I have days 1, 2, 3, and 4. And here I will show you what the messages are. This is while you're waiting for your products. This is a couple things you can do to get ready. I invite them to invite their friends and family to do it with them. I let them know to take a look around the house and get rid of anything that doesn't fit in with your wellness goals, because, you know, we all know that temptation is a thing. So that's the first message I send. The second message that goes out, it talks about weight management, what to measure, whether or not they're going to be using a scale. Day 3, reminding them to keep their eyes open. That package should get there soon. And then I ask them to post on social media, which is straight from the one that you have in the boards. That's there too. And day 4, you know, I tell them that they're going to text start 30 back to me the night before they start their day 1. And I've reminded them of this several times. Okay. Here is where this little link here will give them the guide. Okay. And I've reminded them multiple times to text start 30. That is a keyword. Okay. If you get my bundle so that you can do this automated with Project Broadcast, you'll get that keyword also, and it'll be exactly the same. When they text back start 30, okay, they get a keyword response. This is the last of the prep texts. When they text back start 30, here is the message they get. Okay, congratulations. Tomorrow is day 1. If you haven't read through the guide yet, today's the day, and here's the guide. And then this is where they would get their example first day, their example day right here that we saw in boards. Okay, when they get this, when they text this keyword and they get their keyword response, it's going to automatically put them in the 30 Days to Healthy Living campaign. Here's the 30 Days to Healthy Living campaign. Here are all the messages. And it is exactly the same as what I showed you in boards. Okay. Love it. All right. So that is it. That is it. So I'm going to kind of open the floor up for questions if anybody has questions about this.
So you add them to the prep messages as soon as they order their kit?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's kind of related, unrelated, because I haven't jumped into Project Broadcast, but it's probably going to be right after the weekend because I'm going away this weekend. But when I get back, then it's, you know, my focus. What's a realistic expectation for getting up and rolling, at least with follow-up with Project Broadcast?
It depends on the person, which I know you don't want to hear, but you know that that's the case.
Right.
I will say that if you can be disciplined and not jump headfirst into all of Project Broadcast, then you can get up and rolling with follow-up within 24 hours. Maybe even sooner than that, like maybe even within an hour, depending on you. My best recommendation is to not dive into all of Project Broadcast at once.
No, I just really want it to start with follow-up because as sales go up, follow-up has to be in place to do that.
Yes, follow-up has to be in place.
Follow-up has to be in place.
Yeah, and this is like, you could never use Project Broadcast for another thing, and it will be 100% worth it if one person reorders one product per month. It will be paid for. And even if you never use it for anything else, it will be so worth it. So I do recommend everybody sign up for Project Broadcast if they plan on actually being active in their business. But yeah, don't just, you got to keep your blinders on Don't go diving into the rest of it, Sarah and Robin.
Guilty.
The two.
Maria, you said
Hey.
something about, sorry, you said something about like getting your bundle or something about Project
Yes.
Broadcast?
I'll show you that in just a second. I do
Okay.
want to answer a question from Margaret. She wanted to know what I meant by we can't share our own testimony. Margaret, you can share your own experience, but you have to share using verbiage from the Meet the Product sheets. So you can only say things that are on the Meet the Product sheets. So as long as you, when in doubt, use the Meet the Product sheets, and you can say, you know, everything that has gone on that way. We don't put, what I mean by you can't share, I mean on social media. We don't put our own personal testimonials on social media because people have a hard time following rules. And I'm sure that at this point you've read through all of the compliance stuff that I told you about. Like Margaret, I know that you would share exactly perfectly because you're a nurse and you're in the medical field. You are you're going to read the rules and you're going to stick to the rules, right? Not everybody does that. And because not everybody does that, Arbonne asks us not to share testimonials as consultants on social media. They ask us to encourage our clients to share testimonials instead, which actually works better anyway. It does. It works really super well. Love you, baby.
Hey,
All right,
so-
Jade,
Oh, go ahead.
go ahead.
Let Jade go ahead. She's got the baby.
Sarah, was your question on the same topic?
Kind of sort of about testimonials.
Okay, well, go ahead and I'll bring it back to Jade in a sec.
Okay, so I was just trying to remember the name of the speaker that we were going to have the first year that GTC was canceled. And she was all about, I read her book and it was all about getting the testimonials from people. And she was talking about sending out surveys. So that was something I wanted to talk to you about is should we add that into Project Broadcast? Like, what was your favorite, like asking the leading questions? Like, I think that's okay. What was your favorite part about the cleanse? How do you feel different just to get what we really want out of their
For sure, I think that you could, but they have to be the one to share their testimonial on Facebook anyway. But yeah, I mean, I think that you could definitely do that. It will help them share
like maybe like a
testimonial
few
and
days before, let them do the survey, and then we
Yeah.
can have a response back like, oh, I just, I'm so happy. You were so happy. I would love it if you'd share it. And I'll give you a water bottle or whatever.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
Okay.
I do.
Okay.
I do. All right, Jade, I'm going to share my screen again. Okay. So let's see. Jade, are you in the Arbonne Project Broadcast Facebook group?
No,
Have you gotten on Project Broadcast yet?
no, but I would like to do that as soon as possible because I have people buying the 30 days and I need to get in there so
It's
I don't lose my
definitely-
head.
Okay, let's show you. I'm going to add you right now and I'll show it to you also. All right, this is the Arbonne Project Broadcast group.
Maria, if I'm not in there, because I don't know if I am, can you add me also, please?
I think that you are, but I will check.
I think I am, but I don't
Nope,
know.
you're not.
I am. Okay.
Okay, and then I'm gonna go tag you guys. And guys, make sure that you use my little affiliate link, okay? Carol, and you'll get 500 credits. So I tagged you in this post. So it'll make more sense to you, Jade, when you actually have Project Broadcast. But when you, oh, there's other stuff that I need you to do too. Hold on.
So do you just go in there and choose your membership and then do
Yep.
these steps? Okay.
Yeah, and you
I
add,
wasn't sure if I bought the membership first or if I needed to do something.
you actually get a 10-day free trial.
Okay.
you can do a 10-day free trial. Here it is, 30 days to healthy living bundle. So if you take this 30 days to healthy living code right here, you see that BWLK blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
That is what we need. Okay, do I need to capitalize your name for it? Yes, I do. Carol, anybody else need to be tagged in this? No? Okay. All right, so now I'm going to take you back over to Project Broadcast. And if you go into, if you're in Project Broadcast and you click on these three little lines down here, and you go click on bundles, tap on bundles. And if you want one of my bundles to be yours, then you tap on this little cloud and you put that code right here and you click get info. Okay, and then it will come onto your Project Broadcast. Once it's on your Project Broadcast, you'll be able to edit it and it will not affect mine. They're not attached. So you basically are just getting a photocopy of my Project Broadcast stuff, and then you can change all the names to your names. A good example, since Carol is going to be using it for follow-up, let's talk about sample sharing. Let's say Carol gives a sample to someone and she wants to use my sample bundle. Okay, there's instructions on how to use the bundle here, what all the bundle comes with. There's 2 campaigns and 2 keywords that come with that. Okay, then once you have it, once you enter that little code in the cloud here, when you go to campaigns, oh hello, when you go to campaigns, you're going to see my campaigns there. And let's say handed samples, because that's one that we're going to do with Carol. Okay. When you go into the click on the campaign you want to edit, and you see that these are drip messages, you would click on the little arrow here. And now you see each one of these messages. You need to go into each one and you need to, put your name here instead of mine. The other thing that you would need to do, it says, here's a quick reference on how to use your sample. This is a link to my sample cards. And in order to edit that, you would click on that, like the little edit button. And then instead of, you don't want it to be mine, and it won't send. It won't send anything. If it senses someone else's link in the verbiage, it will freeze and it will say, nope, I'm not going to send this. There's a mistake. So it's not like you could send it by accident and have my link in there. But to get your own link, you click on these 2 little guys here and you click on landing page, and you will have these samples, the sample cards landing page. You will have that also. And I will go through with you guys what you need to do. I'll show you that landing page while we're here, just so that you see it, since it's connected to that particular campaign. This is the sample. Like if I hand somebody a sample in public, for example, I met someone at the airport, when I was flying back from Dallas, and I gave her samples and we had a great conversation. And then I sent her this. This is the sample cards for all the things that I would maybe give her. And it also has other cards that show other things that she didn't get. Sometimes people come back to me and say, hey, can I try this? Can I try that? It's got some reviews from people here. You can change them so that the reviews from your own clients. And when you get this, you'll be able to personalize it so that each of these links goes to your stuff. Okay. You can choose to use these or not. If you choose not to use them, all you need to do is just change the verbiage in those texts to not include that. Like you could actually put in a photo of a fizz stick instructions if you want. You don't have to do things exactly the same as me. Is that helpful or is it too much?
Yeah. No, but I have a question. So when you choose the bundles, is it down like kind of like copying all your bundles, or do you have to individually choose which bundles you're copying?
You individually choose which bundles you're copying. So for you, Carol, if you want to stick to just follow-up, I will probably create a follow-up bundle just for you that only has follow-up, anything related to follow-up. And what
Yeah,
we'll
'cause
do
it's like
is
one step at a time.
right. So before we even do that, I'll go over with you what the options are and you can tell me what you want and what you're not ready for. If you don't want to deal with landing pages yet, which is completely fine, then I'll just help you reword a couple things so that you don't need to use them yet.
Okay.
Okay.
Can you
Um,
show real quick how you add a contact?
Sure.
Because I followed you all the way until where do I put my person?
Okay.
Like my new person.
All right. So to add a contact, let's see, back to Project Broadcast. To add a contact, you go to contacts, you click the plus sign, and you put their name in and their number and all that stuff right there. And then they're in. But another way that someone can be added is if they text you a keyword. For example, the keyword sample. This is a great follow-up tactic. Someone can either text your number, the word sample, or you can apply that keyword to their name manually. So if somebody texts the word sample to me, then they're going to get this in response. And so if I'm like out talking to someone and I give them a sample, I'll give them my number. I'll say, open up a text and here's my number. And here, write the word sample in the text box and press send. And then they'll get this message back and I'll show them the contact link and they can put their name in. It's just a way to get their number and get everything, get them to put it in instead of you putting it in. It works really, really, really well at vendor events. That is generally what I do. If I'm talking one-on-one with someone and it's not in a really busy, super busy environment, then I'll just get their number myself and I will, go in and let's pretend Alexis is a client and I'm going to open a chat with Alexis. And these 3 dots up here, I can apply the keyword, whatever keyword I want.
Is the keyword adding them to, so say I just want to do the 30-day one and I put my client in the contact.
Mhm,
I would apply the keyword for the 30-day
mhm.
to add them to that text stream.
Right. That like string of texts is called a campaign. That's a drip campaign. And that series of texts, in order to get them added to that, you apply a keyword and either they can text you the keyword or you can apply the keyword yourself.
Okay. And is the text number is a specific number that Project Broadcast gives you?
Yes. So you end up with a designated business line.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Thanks.
And you can actually make it so if someone calls your Project Broadcast number, it's forwarded to your regular phone number. You can
Okay.
also do outbound calls using your Project Broadcast number.
Cool.
Okay, does
Thank you.
anybody else have any questions?
I just have a helpful hint. If you're just signing up, it was easier for me you can almost choose your project broadcast number. So I made it like as much the same as my real number as I could. So make sure you can do that. It makes it a little bit easier to remember. It's embarrassing if you're like, hey, text sample to, wait, what was my number? That's a little embarrassing.
I do not know my number. I do not know my Project Broadcast number. I do not.
There you go.
Oh my
So a
gosh.
little helpful hint.
Yes. All right, so I think that's it for tonight, guys. Let me just go ahead and end the